Hey guys, I'm just going to quickly nip to the toilet and then get underway in about 2 minutes. Is that okay? Cool. Hey, all good when you are. Very good afternoon and welcome back to the Circuito de Albacete for one final time. We've had 2 European Moto 2 races, a Junior World Championship race and an action-packed European Talent Cup race. It's now time for the Series 2, guys. European Talent Cup Series 2 race to get underway. There's an opportunity for those guys that just failed to make the grid for the 40-strong riders first time around. And starting from pole position is this man, the Hungarian Sommer Gobre, as part of the WWR Junior Team riders. Just getting a pat on the back there from Noah Detweiler just to the right. Sonta van der Gorberg there as well. So we Gobre, the Hungarian, to start from pole position. Joining him on the front row of the grid will be this man, the number 78. Daniel Megeda, just 14 years of age, hoping to push towards a second year in the European Talent Cup in 2020. Next up, on the outside of the front row of the grid, man part of the MTA Italia squad. We're focusing on him very shortly. Incidentally, if you missed the European Talent Cup race that got underway earlier today, went the way of Jose Rueda, just to be ahead of his teammate Diogo Moreira. Here's Michal Bulik, the Slovakian, part of, I'm sure, the Northern Talent Cup, which gets underway in 2020. Both Soma Gobre and Michal Bulik, the Hungarian and the Slovakians, will be hoping to get a place on the grid in the Northern Talent Cup, which starts in 2020, as I say. Good news about that championship as well. It's an opportunity for those guys just outside of Spain and Italy, which is obviously a breeding ground for a vast majority of the talent that we see in the World Championships, to get the chance to compete at that sort of a level. Here's Marco Gaggi fronting row number 2. Northern Talent Cup, incidentally, as I say, starting next year, will be on KTM-powered machines rather than the Honda-powered machines that we see in the European Talent Cup and the British Talent Cup and the Asia Talent Cup as well, with Dorna's Road to MotoGP systems growing year on year. Here's Mohamed Harif Haziq bin Zamri. Bin Zamri, part of the Sepang International Circuit Junior squad. Gets quite a bit of support from them, but he's riding under the Dynavolt Intact GP Junior team banner. See some of the 658 Quadricorsa crew on the grid as well. We're hearing from them, or seeing one of their riders very shortly. Well, this team have had plenty to celebrate today. The Leglise Academy, Jeremy Alcoba, all but winning the 2019 Junior World Championship with his second win of the year, and now it's an opportunity for the American Tyler Scott. A couple of problems in warm-up this morning. I was just walking down, just getting a coffee actually, and whilst warm-up was on, and I saw him just riding through pit lane. He was pushing his bike along quite a rate of knots. Bit of a workout that I'm sure he wasn't hoping for, was the American. Handful of Americans on the grid for this one, incidentally, as the board goes up to indicate we're now 5 minutes away from this race getting underway. So here's Justin Fouquet, just 13 years of age is Justin. We'll start from 7th on the grid, will the young Dutch rider. You can see the temperatures soaring here in Albacete, given the fact that he's got the classic wet towel around his neck, just to try and keep him nice and cool. Next in line will be this man, 8th on the grid, middle of the 3rd row for Ilan Perron. Number of French guys fight it out in this championship. He's another one. As we see the next man along, again competing in the Series 2 race, not for the first time this year, as he looks to try and find a little bit of form in his closing couple of rounds of the season. This man right here, Cody Kitchens, one of 3 Americans on the grid. Cody has just been taking part in the second half of the 2019 season. As he tries to familiarise himself with the circuits. Obviously a first opportunity for him racing in mainland Europe, having come across from the Moto America series. It'll be that man to start from pole position, Soma Gobre, the Hungarian. There was success for his teammate Fermin Aldeguer in the opening race, or the only, sorry should I say, European Talent Cup race of the day here in Albacete. We're seeing there's maybe a little bit of confusion over the results in that one. We'll just get confirmation later Meanwhile, let's run you through the grid then for this European Talent Cup Series 2 race. And it's the Hungarian Soma Gorbre to start from pole with Daniel Mageda and Mikhail Bulik joining him on the front row. Row number 2, Marco Gaggi, Mohamed Harif Hazi Bin Zamrit, and then Tyler Scott. Justin Fockert, Ilan Perron, and Cody Kitchens are row number 3 of the grid. Back onto row 4, where we'll find Jenny Rokalainen, Raul Rodriguez and Freddie Heinrich. And then the final 2 places on the grid. 14-strong field in this one. Angelo Tagliarini and Alan Gonzalez. As everyone just works into life. It's taking the man in the middle of the front row slightly longer than it should do, and they start struggling to get it going. They have got it going, but it's took them slightly longer than it should have done, and the guys were telling them not to get it going. And he's still got his towel around his neck, so they eventually take it off with him before we go off for the warm-up lap. And eventually, after a couple of moments delays, we are away on the warm-up lap ahead of this European Talent Cup Series 2 race. Penultimate one of 2019, the final one of the year will be in Valencia. It's of course a race that, well, to be perfectly frank, these guys don't really want to find themselves in, because they want to be fighting for points in the European Talent Cup Series. They're just missed the cut by, in some cases, the finest of margins. Find themselves in this race. It's obviously no points up on offer for it, but it is an opportunity for these guys to make sure that their weekend wasn't in vain. There is some silverware up for offer as well. Trophies going the way of the guys coming across the line in first, second and third, so plenty up for grabs. Meanwhile, the confirmation of the results from earlier today was, of course, Tajiro Sacco that took the final podium place. Even though Fermin Aldeguer came across the line in third, he was handed a one-place penalty because of exceeding track limits on the final lap. So hopefully Soma Gorbre can bring some silverware for the, well, what was the Best of Capital Dubai squad, now the WWR junior team, with both Jama Masia and Andrea Mino moving away from the Best of Capital Dubai squad as a result of them unfortunately pulling the plug on their finances. So here we go. European Talent Cup Series 2 action about to get underway here in Albacete. Plenty up for grabs for these guys. And it's the Hungarian Soma Gorbre to start from pole position. What sort of a start can he get? We're instantly put under pressure by Mikhail Bulik. And that man right there as well. The number 78 of Daniel Mageda. Here we go. Wait for the lights to go out. Green flag waves. Lights are on. And they're out. Great start from Soma Gorbre from pole position. Motors away. A wonderful start from the Hungarian. He's surely going to get the run towards the first corner and take the whole shot. Tyler Scott, the American, making a great start through from row number 2 to, well, I thought was going to settle into podium place, but just gives way in the end and settles into third. Daniel Mageda, who started from the outside of the front row, is there in third as well. And it looks as though, I think it's a strong start coming through. And it is, yeah, the number 53 there, just settling into a great position after a super first opening lap. That's Mikhail Bulik. We'd expect to see him there, but I thought he'd got a poor start, but he's just about recovered it by being brave into the first corner. So here we are, into turn 7 for the first time. Gorbre leads from Bulik, from Mageda, from Scott. Here comes Mageda looking up the inside into turn 8. No way through though. Bulik holds strong. Long, seemingly never-ended left-hander is turn 8. Flick right now for turn 9. Good passing opportunity here at turn 10 if they can pull alongside, but no way through for Mikhail Bulik despite having a quick look. Now the run down the back straight here, out of turn 10. on the curbs. Got to be careful. You've got to keep within track limits there and not onto the green stuff. Here comes Bulik. Big look up the inside, but no way through. So Gorbray holds strong on this opening lap so far. There's going to be one more passing opportunity right here at turn 13. Again, Bulik looks up the inside, but again, Gorbray looking pretty strong on the brakes and is able to hold off. Bit of moving and shaking going on behind there. It looks as if Marco Gaggi and Justin Fockert are getting tangled up together. As they come across the line, Gorbray who leads from Bulik, from Mageda, from Scott. It's going to be all changed though, because here comes Bulik and Mageda as well. And your race leader, Summer Gorbray, is quickly shuffled backwards from first to third in the slightest of glimmers. Tyler Scott settling into fourth. It truly is definitive of the European Talent Cup. Is this with a Slovakian leading a Hungarian, leading a Spaniard, leading a Hungarian, leading an American, leading an Italian, leading a Dutchman from a Finn. You've got a plethora of nationalities here all competing. It's exactly what the European Talent Cup was created for. But it is the Slovakian who currently holds firm on centre court. Bulik ahead of Mageda. Gorbray there just settling into third now. He's not been ruffled too heavily by shuffling back a couple of places in that move into turn one. Tyler Scott's still there in contention as well in fourth. Had a good Series 2 race last time out in Jerez, if memory serves. A fierce fight with a couple of Frenchmen. I believe Ilan Piron was in the fight there as well. He was just about able, to get the better of them on the run down to the line, and as a result, jump onto the podium, which his team were absolutely over the moon with. They were delighted with that, so let's see if we can put in a similar performance here. Meanwhile, over the line we go, into the first corner once more, and Mageda looks up the inside, seeing if he can find a way through to take the lead, but not able to on this occasion. So it's as we were. With Bulik leading from Mageda, leading from Gorbray. The trio inseparable at the moment. So then flick through turn number 7 into 8 now. Mageda, incidentally, the fastest man on track at the moment. Let's see if he can reclaim any sort of form here. Certainly pushing at the moment, but he's just unable to get in front of them at the moment, despite the hard work coming in. So Bulik, well, there goes Gorbray, good move up the inside, finally pouncing. Great work from Summer Gorbray, just taking advantage of a little bobble coming in from Daniel Mageda ahead of him, and now suddenly those leading duo have just started to get the jump here on Mageda. Not for long though, because Mageda's back behind the bubble and back onto the rear wheel of Gorbray, but duo out front did look as though they were trying to just escape the attention of the guys behind them, sorry. So the Slovakian leads the way then, with the Hungarian Gorbray tucked in behind him. Are we going to see a change for the lead once more? Here comes Gorbray, pulls out the slipstream, looks to find a way through, and gets the job done as well. So it's now Gorbray back at the front with Bulik demoted to second. Mageda just under a bit of pressure behind from Tyler Scott, as we have a leading quartet, no sorry, one above a quartet, quintet is it? And that's 5 riders, top 5 have broken clear. Not really mentioned Marco Gaggi, the Italian, who's just attached himself onto the rear wheel of Tyler Scott there. And that's someone just coming down pit lane. Who is that? It looks like it's Alan Gonzalez who's come down pit lane, so that's weekend over for the Spaniard. You know, back at the front though, Gorbray still leads from Bulik, from Mageda, from Scott, from Gaggi. Oh, who's that wide in the background? Justin Fockert, the Dutch rider. Way wide through turn 7. That's not somewhere you want to be making a mistake. So now we focus on the Leglis Academy rider of Tyler Scott, the young American. Part of the Red Bull Rookie Series this year, will have gained a lot of experience doing that. And it's certainly proving well worth its due at the moment, because he's right in the hunt for a podium finish here in this European Talent Cup Series 2 fight. It's the Hungarian Gorbry who still leads the way, though. Bulik piling on the pressure behind, offering some real close attention. And we can't discount the Andrea Perez Foundation rider of Mageda in third as well. That trio, that seeming podium trio, appeared to have just got themselves clear of both Gaggy and Tyler Scott. In fact, that's because we've lost Scott. Well, it's completely lost my attention, and there he is. Tyler Scott, the number 2, is out of it. He was on the back of our picture. I may well have just missed it, but Tyler Scott has gone down. What a shame for the American. We were just singing his praises matter of moments ago. Here we are. Oh, front end just folding on him. Might have just clipped the curb on the inside, and it just possibly lifted the rear wheel, brought the weight out of the front, and away it goes. That's game over for the American then. Which is a great shame after such a positive start. But at the front, it's still Summer Gorbry. Big look over his shoulder there, and you'll have seen that both Bulik and Mageda are closing in behind him. Again, Fockert in the back of the picture. So close to the dust on the outside there. He's really pushing hard, is Fockert, but he's not really making that many inroads to the quartet ahead of him just yet. So we've still got 14 laps remaining here in Albacete for this European Talent Cup Series 2 race. And at the moment, it's a real European feel with the Hungarian, the Slovakian, the Spaniard and the Italian all in this leading 4 rider group. So look up the inside, does Bulik, but no way through from the 53. The man from Skalica in Slovakia. He's had 3 years in a Spanish Moto 4 championship before moving up to this series. Motto on his website, incidentally, is "He who does not fall does not accelerate." Which is an interesting way of looking at life. Pretty much saying if you're not crashing, you're not pushing. So certainly hoping not to do any crashing here. Well, the man in second at the moment, just ahead of Summer Gorbry, who's quite a charismatic Hungarian from the capital city, Budapest. He's a big fan of ice hockey, and actually does train a little bit of ice hockey himself, so he's not too handy on a set of skates. Is old Summer Gorbry at the front of the race. At the moment, the man behind him, Mikael Bulik, will be reading the message that's on the back of his helmet, which is the Bart Simpson's classic "Eat My Dust." Oh, and that's a coming together, including Hazik bin Zamri, who's gesticulating towards another rider. Looks like that's at turn 4. He clearly feels as if someone's just upended him. No, he can only be frustrated at himself. He's straight lined it into the gravel trap as Ban Zimri, but that's game over for the Malaysian rider. Same for Zamri after having battled his way through in towards taking a top 10 finish. Meanwhile, back at the front in this one, Gorbry versus Bulik versus now Gaggy up to 3rd place ahead of Mageda. Just starting to find a bit of momentum is Marco Gaggy. Further back, in 5th at the moment, is Justin Fockert. Jenny Ruokalainen just putting a bit of pressure on him. In fact, talk about putting pressure on him, Ruokalainen's got ahead of him. So it's Jenny up into a top 5 finish. Rylan Piron 7th, Cody Kitchens 8th, Freddie Heinrich 9th. And at the moment, those are the only guys that are out circulating, just the 9 riders. But the good news is, although we've only got 9 riders circulating, we have got a fierce fight at the front as Bulik moves back through into 2nd place now. Good move from the Slovakian. It's impressive stuff coming in from the Slovakian at the moment. Really is pushing that front end of his machine. And he's looking fairly strong at the moment as well. Be hoping to try and follow up the performances that he's put in throughout the season so far. Incidentally, none of these guys really challenged in the front part of the championship so far in 2019. They've almost just been slightly further off the tracks and struggled ever so slightly of these guys. But it's a result in something like this could really cause them to have a real push forwards and obviously build some momentum from here, which is vitally important in motorcycle racing. Confidence is absolutely everything. Here we go though. Through the final corners, now going to be 11 laps remaining. And over the line they come with Gorbray, leading from Bulik, from Gaggi, from Mageda. The quartet split by just 0.4 of a second. Rokalainen's there in 5th, with Fouquet in 6th, but not for long though, because the Dutchman has just been handed a long lap penalty as the number 75 of Justin Fouquet. 4.5 seconds off these leaders, but he's going to be way, way, way back. Probably a good second and a half, maybe even 2. It'll cost you the long lap penalty. Wide line from Mageda there in the back of this leading group. Gorbray doing well just to lead the way at the moment. Look over the shoulder from Gaggi. We'll see he's got a little bit of room now after that mistake from Mageda. There's Jenny Rokalainen up to 5th. Good ride coming in from Jenny. The only female in the field and putting in a good account of herself here. And meanwhile, as the leaders flick right through turn 9. Now into turn 10. Still Gorbray leading the way from Bulik. Just slightly wide on the exit there is Gorbray. Just needs to be careful that he's not exceeding track limits. Now into turn 11. The right kink coming up of 12. There we go. Through turn 12 now on the brakes into turn 13. Good overtaking opportunity. I did think for a second that Bulik was going to find a way through, but was unable to on this occasion. So we'll have to just sit there in second for the time being. So now, wind our way up out to the final corner and over the line to make it 10 laps remaining here in Albacete, the European Talent Cup Series 2 race. It's the first time that we've seen a real battle like this at the front in these Series 2 races. Normally, one guy at the front has shown the pace and been able to break clear. Meanwhile, just confirming what we knew earlier, a long lap penalty will have to come the way of Justin Fouquet after shortcutting turns 1, 2 and 3. The flip-flop there wasn't properly doing the shortcut as necessary, so he's made a mistake and ran on and clearly gained some sort of an advantage. So long lap penalty at turn 4. He has 3 laps now to take that. So here's Gorbray. Flicks it left, dramatically through turn 7. A wonderful place to go and watch if you ever come here to this circuit. Now into the long turn 8. Again, he's just able to eke out a little bit on the man behind him, is Gorbray. I mean, you look at his points so far this year, the Hungarian guy, he's not really been able to pick up any points in the series. Meanwhile, the number 53 of Mikhail Bulik, again, he falls into that same category of unfortunately not picking up too many points so far this year. Further back on him, Marco Gaggi, again, another man that hasn't been able to, whereas Mageda falls into that same bracket. So the quartet are very evenly matched here, and you can see that in the way that they've not been separated at all throughout the entirety of the race. Another lap ticks by. You can see that fight behind us just starting to heat up. You can almost discount Fouquet, the rider on the white back with the white helmet, out of contention because he's got himself a long lap penalty to do. I have to think what tactics are just starting to be put into play here by Bulik in second place. He's been sat there for a while now, just watching Hungarian of Gorbray ahead of him. So far he's not made a move, but certainly will have a good understanding of where he feels he can reap the rewards later in the race. Gaggi in third as well looks rather brave, you would have to say. He has made some fair lunges so far. Not dangerous lunges, but just fairly confident lunges of making his way through from a long way back. And then, of course, Mageda as well, who took control of the early running, led for a short distance, but has now been shuffled back to fourth and hasn't been able to battle his way back through ever since then. Here we go through turn 11 into turn 12 now, with Gorbray still leading the way and Bulik still sitting in behind him. It's as we had it. With 93 of Marco Gaggi. They're chipping away in third place. Megeda, incidentally, a two-time Mediterranean champion from Barcelona in Spain. He's won the Mediterranean Pre-Moto 3 title on 2 occasions. Gaggi himself into his second year now of European Talent Cup action, now up to second place. He's ahead of the Slovakian Bulik, but still Gorbray's able to hold them off. Just got 7.5 laps remaining here. Gorbray hard on the brakes there into turn number 4. And here we go, Fokker taking the long lap penalty. Let's see how much time he's lost. Ooh, he's just kissed over the white line on the inside. May well get away with that. But he was not really supposed to go over the white line there, so he'll may well get a bit of a slap on the wrist, or he may well be told, nope, you've not done it properly, you'll have to do it all over again, which would be quite the frustration for him. Leaders into turn 8, halfway through the lap. And Gaggi, now having made his move on Bulik, has closed in on the rear wheel of Gorbray, and there could well be a move coming in from Gaggi. I thought he was going to just look up the inside there into turn 10, but unable to there, and was ever so slightly wide on the exit, which may well allow Gorbray to hold on, although that big look over his shoulder certainly won't help him. Just about does keep control of the leads though. So we're into the final sector. Here comes Gaggi, he's on the outside though, a bit of a defensive line coming in from Gorbray there. And as a result, he makes sure that he holds the lead through the final corner. We've now 11 laps completed. 7 to go. Here comes Gaggi looking to make the move. And we've got a change of the lead, because it's Marco Gaggi that finally has managed to get in front of Gorbray at the front of this race. Gorbray quickly settling in behind him though. I think we're going to get a retaliation fairly shortly coming in. Here comes the 42, no way through though. Gaggi holding a strong defensive line there through turn number 4. Through 5 and 6, and again Megeda ever so slightly wide there. Another couple of mistakes like that and we could see him just lose touch with these leading group. So far though, he's just able to hang on. Now into 7, and again Gorbray all over the rear wheel of Gaggi here. Can he make his move here? He's closing in. Looks up the inside. No way through though. Again Gaggi looks strong on the brakes, so can't find a way through. Through turn 8, 9's a good place, and he gets it done. Great work on the flick back. Gorbray retakes control of the race, but here comes Gaggi fighting back immediately, just parks it up the inside. He'll run ever so slightly wide now, and this race has sparked into life now. The pair of them side by side on the run down into turn number 11. Gorbray is your favourite, but Gaggi's strong on the brakes and brave a man to just sweep across his front end and make sure that he has got the lead. Here comes Gorbray again though, up the inside into turn 13. No, not on this occasion. With Bulik and Megeda really dragged back into this fight as it continues to rage on. So 6 laps remaining here in Albacete, and these quartet continuing to battle away. Through turn 1 further back, and there's Jenny Rookalainen just coming under some pressure from Ilan Perron. Perron and Rookalainen going wheel to wheel there. Rookalainen just having to give way in this fight for a top 5 finish. See Fokker in the background having taken the long lap penalty, is just over a second adrift. And if these two continue to squabble, then he may well be able to close in and try and pick up a top 5 finish himself. He's got a bit of work to do. Meanwhile, back at the front, still Gaggi leading the way. Gorbray there in second still. Bulik in third, Megeda in fourth. It's going to go down to the wire, is this one. As again, Gorbray, can he find a way through at turn 9? Not on this occasion. That's where he got the move done last time. Into turn 10. And again, he looks like he was going to make a move, but decides against it. Or a bit wide from Gaggy, will take the sweeping line down the back straight and may well be able to carry the speed through towards turn number 11. He doesn't hold on. Bulik now is truly closed in on the rear wheel of Gorbe. A bit of a wobble there, it just means that he might struggle to find a way through into turn 13, which he does. Just had a bit of a moment there at the wrong moment, did Bulik, whilst just trying to get right up onto the rear wheel of Gorbe to give him the best opportunity to slip through at turn 13. 5 laps to go as the leading quartet race through past our commentary position. There's the battle for 5th, with Fouquet truly closing in now. It's Perron, Okalainen and Fouquet that was separated across the line by just 0.7 of a second. You can see them in the back of your picture there. You've got this leading quartet. And then about 5 seconds further back, there's another 3 riders that are separated by pretty much nothing. You can throw a blanket over these guys and a slightly smaller blanket over the 3 behind as well. Although at the moment, Mageda just looks to be struggling. Again, he just can't seem to hold a line through turn 4. He loses touch through this first sector. He's able to close back in again through sectors 2 and 3. Now he's the young Spaniard, but just loses out probably too much at the moment through sector 1, which will cost him a chance of fighting for a podium, or maybe even victory, unless he's able to sort out that first sector as quickly as he possibly can do. So onto the back straight now, and again Gorbe tucks in behind him. Again he moves to the outsides though, so he's not going to be able to find a way through on this occasion. Turn 13 is where he's looked strong, and again he's almost alongside him, but he thinks against it. We're getting into the closing stages now. This is where it matters. Soon to be just 4 laps remaining. With a big look over the shoulder from Gaggy. Well, that cost him the drive down the start-finish straight. It looks like it may well have done, because here comes Sommer Gorbe. He moves past, as does Bulik as well. Well, that look over his shoulder cost him dearly, did Marco Gaggy. Any drive that he was able to get out of turn 14 was instantly lost, and as a result, he's been shuffled backwards to 3rd place. Meanwhile, Mageda still settling in, and again he's wide through there. He really is struggling to hold a line, and that's where he loses his time. He's running out of time as well to try and rectify that, to give him any chance of winning this race. Look over the shoulder from Gorbe. We'll see Bulik, the Slovakian, in close quarters. So now going to turn 8, long left-hander. It's a sweeping left-hander. Just kissed the curb on the exit before then flicking right for turn 9. And again, Bulik is able to close in here. Bulik looked up the inside, no way through, and it's getting bad to worse for Justin Fouquet. Already gone through the long lap penalty on 1 occasion. Well, he's now been told he's got to go through it again for repeatedly exceeding track limits. Disaster for the Dutchman. So into the final half of the lap now. Here comes Bulik again, just showing his front wheel, just letting Gorbe at the front of the race know that he's there. Unable to make a move, but it's more about just making sure the Hungarian can feel his presence more than anything else. 3 laps remaining here at Albacete. It's the WWR junior team rider leading the way then. Here comes Mageda, finally able to make a move, and now he's up to 3rd and into the final podium place. Will run wide though, but Gaggy was unable to get back underneath him. Let's see how he gets on through turn 4. It's a place that he's struggled at seemingly throughout the majority of this race. Runs just ever so slightly wide on exit. Whether that will offer an opportunity to Gaggy to pounce. No, because he'll hold the inside line then for the left flick of turn 5. So holds off does Mageda. And if anything, he's just got a good run through there. Now as the young Spaniard, and he's going to try and find a way through. Not at turn 7 though. Way too quick a place to try and put a pass on there. Turn 8 is far more accessible though, but despite a good look up the inside, he decided against it, knowing that he's got 2.5 laps left to try and pick his way through to the front of the race. into turn 10. Gorby leading the way still, with Bulik, Mageda and Gaggy all in close quarters. Oh, and that's Jenny Ruokalainen who's crashed out. So the young Finn, not sure exactly where that is, but she was in line for a top 5 finish, but that's unfortunately been chucked away now. She's chucked it at the senior is Jenny, so that's another crash for her. She crashed out of the European Talent Cup Series 2 race in Jerez 2 weeks ago as well. That's a great shame for her. Meanwhile, let's focus on the front now because it's getting down to business time. 2 laps to go. Gorby, then Bulik, then Mageda, then Gaggy. Well, that is surely about to change because here comes Mageda pulling out the slipstream. Bulik does the same as well, but no way through. Gorby holds firm at the front. There's Justin Fockert, 6 at the moment, but he has got another long lap penalty to take. There are only 6 riders out on track at the moment now, with more than half the field having already come to an end in this race, whether that's through technical problems or crashes. So the 6 riders that you see on track are the only 6 that are circulating at the moment. So now flick through turn number 7. Hard on the brakes into 8, and here comes Mageda. We did that last time around as well. Had a big look up the insides. This one probably even bigger, but again he wasn't able to find a way through. 1.5 laps remaining then. We're into turn 10. This is a good taking opportunity. We've seen Bulik make his way through there before, but can't get the job done. Onto the back straight. Look over the shoulder from the Andreas Perez Foundation rider. We'll see that Gaggy is still with them. It's still a 4-rider scrap at the front of this one. Are any moves going to be made here in this penultimate lap, or is it going to be saved for the last lap? Look up the inside from Bulik, but can't get in front of his Hungarian rival, so all the moves have been saved up. Onto the last lap. This is where they're going to have to make the moves for victory. Over the line we go. Gorby, Bulik, Mageda and Gaggy separated by the finest of margins. And here comes Bulik up the inside, squeezes through. Gorby will try hang on around the outside, but fails to, so Bulik hits the front on this very last lap. Gorby's going with him though. These two have really kicked it into gear now because they've almost instantly broken clear of both Gaggy and Mageda behind them. Through turn 4. You're not going to find a way through at turn 5. You can have a big look up the inside into turn 6 if you want to, but it's a difficult place to pass. Turn 8 surely coming up is going to be the best place for Gorby to try and bounce back. Through turn 7 if he can get a good run through here, which he has. He's close right in on the rear wheel of Bulik and he's going to surely make his move. Yes he does. Gorby hits the front. It's the second time in this lap that the lead has changed then. Smiles in the WWR camp as Gorby retakes the lead. He's got half a lap to go as the Hungarian. Here comes Bulik once more looking up the inside. That's the 3rd time that this lead has changed. Gorby might just be able to hold the inside line on the cutback. The pair of them side by side down the back straight. Only 3 corners remaining. Bulik holds into 11 now. Oh, and he's good through there as well. He's able to pull out a couple of bike lengths. How important will they be? This is the last overtaking opportunity. Gorby tries to find a way through, but he can't. Bulik surely will hold on now. Can he beat him in the drag towards the flag? It'll be the Slovakian to exit the final corner first. Here comes Gorby behind, winding it up, but it's a short run towards the start-finish line and the checkered flag. And it's the Slovakian Bulik that holds on to take victory, followed by Gorby and Gaggy taking the final podium place, with Mageda in 4th. Let's just wait and see. Oh no, they've already come across the line. Ilan Perron in 5th, and Justin Fockert there in 6th. But a super last lap dice between these two sees Bulik come out on top. Great to see such sportsmanship from the pair as well. Handshake between the pair. I'm sure Gorby will be disappointed that he's lost out on the final lap, but nevertheless, another podium finish for him. A bit of silverware on his way back to Budapest. But it's Michal Bulik that takes the win. There's Cody Kitchens as he crashed out on the final lap. Oh, it looks like he's just hurt his hand, Cody Kitchens, just pointing it out. Oh, he's in this fight further down the field. Oh, just took the front on his way in. Oh, goodness gracious me, that bike Didn't have spit up in the air there. He just get his finger caught in that. Oh, Christ, I hope he's okay. Is he just saying that his finger may have just got caught up as that bike snapped back. As there goes Raul Rodriguez over the line. And there's Marco Gaggi then, a podium finish for him. Which is a good result, a good way to end the day for the Italian. Gets to go back onto the box. To make the way round now towards Parc Fermé to celebrate with family, friends and the team after a hard-fought 18 laps here at Albacete, especially in this heat as well. A real test of fitness amongst other things. Great to see the guys all come over the line. So there's Michal Bulik celebrating a victory with his squad. Part of the IGAX team. We see competing in the Junior World Championship as well. Good performance from the Slovakian there. I think that's probably Dad just giving him a nice congratulatory hug. Second place for Soma Gobre. And third going away of Marco Gaggi as well. But we'll be hearing from your race winner, Michal Bulik, very shortly. We'll just give him a bit of time to get his helmet off. Soma Gobre celebrates with his team, all delighted for Soma to have come across the line in second. I'm sure he'll be disappointed he didn't manage to get the win, but again, a handshake going away of Bulik after the pair went toe-to-toe on that excellent final lap. Final podium place going to that man there, Marco Gaggi. Celebrates with his team. A couple of the 658 Squadra Corsa guys there just showing support to his compatriot, Marco Gaggi. But I can see my good friend and colleague Elliot York there in Parc Fermé. So let's go down and head to him to hear from our race winner, Michal Bulik.
Michal, a great ride here in Albacete in the European Talent Cup Series 2 race. How are you feeling after that?
I'm very happy that I win. I was waiting for the last lap and I want to be strong there and I win, so I'm very happy.
And in your own language?
Celý závod som čakal vlastne na posledné kolo, kde som chcel byť silný a dokázal som ich tam predbehnúť a zvíťazil som a som za to veľmi rád.
Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Justin in Hungary.
So delighted Michal Bulik there, speaking to Elliot. Looks like he might have a second customer as well. Soma Gobre there, the Hungarian. Won't be speaking to us live, but I'm sure Elliot will be able to join us and tell us a little bit later just exactly the Hungarian had to say after a podium finish. Quite the journey back to Budapest for him now, but I'm sure it'll be made that little bit sweeter by having to squeeze in a second place trophy into his hand luggage. Let's wait for the guys to make their way up to the podium. He's just to the right of us. We can actually see the Repsol cans at the front of the podium, just out of the window to my right-hand side. But we'll be back with you shortly once we've got the podium celebrations getting underway.
Bueno, pues vamos ya con el podium de la European Challenge Cup, la Serie 2.
So here we go, podium presentation about to get underway here in Albacete for the European Talent Cup Series 2 race. Out comes a member of the Ajax squad after taking the race victory, and the 3 riders. There's Marco Gaggi into P3. Summer Gorbright standing on P2, and top spot going the way of Mikhail Bulik. There's the race winners trophy, or the team presentation trophy, should I say, going to the IGAX squad. Third place going to Marco Gaggi. The Italian taking a podium trophy away with him. Second place to Summer Gorbright. And the race winner in the European Talent Cup Series 2, the Slovakian Michael Bulik. Almost had an echo on my voice there by our Spanish counterparts. So there is the podium confirmation. Bulik, Gorbright and Gaggi. A real eclectic mix of European countries as the trio stands there on the top steps.
Bueno, pues descorchamos y los podemos ponernos fresquitos todos con la gaseosa.
And now I think we're either going to get the... Yes, we are. We're going to get the fizzy water sprayed. No national anthem this time around. Straight to it. Get the water sprayed from these guys. Time to unwind and celebrate. And I'm sure nice little cool down as well, because the heat continuing to beat down on this Albacete circuit. A well-deserved drink for all 3 after quite a fiercely contested European Talent Cup Series 2 battle. Probably the most fiercely contested one we've seen so far this year. So a good race on the last lap. 3 riders all battling it out, and here is confirmation of the final results. There's Mikhail Bulik just getting the better of Summer Gorbright in that last lap battle. Marco Gaggi there in 3rd ahead of Daniel Mageda, Ilan Perron, Justin Fouquet, Freddie Heinrich and Raul Fernandez. Jenny Rocaline and Mohamed Harris, Hazif Bin Zamri, Tyler Scott and Alan Gonzalez all crashing out during the course of that 18-lap dash. So here's the race winning overtake. Right on the final lap, he left it late, did Michael Bulik, but a superb final lap sees him take victory in the European Talent Cup Series 2. Just 1 race remaining in the Series 2 at Valencia in 4 weeks' time. Join us there for that.